My name is Ronika Jacobs, and you found my podcast, Strive for More, Your Best Life Now. While there are hundreds of thousands of podcasts out there, you've taken the time out to listen to this one. So for that, I would like to say thank you. So without any further delay, let's get to it. Let's strive for more.
My next guest, Kristen Harper, is helping people strive for more in the area of health and wellness. Kristen is a health and wellness speaker as well as a host on Voice America. As a role model and motivator, Kristen has a unique connection with her audience that derives from her own personal journey towards wellness and happiness. Kristen founded her company, Perfect Health Consulting Services, in 2009, with the goal to help people all around the world become healthy. In this episode, she will discuss her own personal struggles with health and share tips on how to remain healthy and manage stress. Hi, Kristen. Welcome. Thank you so much for being a guest on my show. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Arizona, and thank you so much for inviting me on the show.
That's awesome. So as you know, with anyone, I have to ask, what attracted you to the area of health and wellness?
Yes, so basically I struggled with my health for many years, all the way back to childhood. I had this unrelenting fatigue that just would not go away, and I pursued many different paths. I wasn't getting answers. Nothing was helping me. I went to doctors. I even went into a hospital. And I just got frustrated when you don't know what's wrong with you, and you're always tired. And then finally, around 2001, I discovered hair mineral analysis. I got my first hair test, and I discovered that I had weak adrenal activity at a cellular level. I had adrenal fatigue. And so I was able to turn my health around through Increase Your Vitality program, which includes a healthy diet, nutritional supplements to balance the mineral ratios on a hair test, healthy lifestyle, detoxification, and meditation. It's all about a natural approach, and I was able to increase my energy and get healthy. And ever since then, ever since 2001, I've been very passionate about health and wellness, but taking a natural approach.
Love it. Now, hair mineral analysis, like what does that entail?
You know, there's a lot of people that don't know what a hair analysis is because most people have heard of a blood test. A hair analysis tests for minerals and toxic metals in the hair. And there's cells within the hair, and cells are the major site of metabolic activity. It's not the blood or the urine. And so many people have mineral imbalances today. And on the hair test, it reveals calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium. There are mineral ratios as well, including a calcium-magnesium ratio, sodium-potassium ratio, and others, as well as the toxic metals. And many people are toxic today as well, which can cause symptoms. If you have mineral imbalance, you have heavy metal toxicity, that can cause health issues. So it's important to get a hair test done so that you can resolve these mineral imbalances and determine if you have heavy metal toxicity, and then get on this Increase Your Vitality program to balance the minerals as well as remove the toxic metals from the body. And I would just say that many people have mineral imbalances because they're not eating healthy, they're not obtaining the nutrients that they need. not drinking the proper water. They're stressed out, which depletes minerals from the body. There's other reasons, even like someone that's been through trauma, that can affect the minerals. And then toxins everywhere today. In our food, there's toxins in our water, the air, body care products, and more.
Wow. And so where can you get this done? Is it like with your primary care doctor or a special testing facility?
I've been reviewing hair tests since 2009, working with clients worldwide, and then I received my first hair test back in 2001, and I still actually receive my hair test today. I try to get tested every 3 to 4 months or so people can go to perfecthealthconsultingservices.com, and they can actually purchase hair analysis package on my website. And then on my website, I provide instructions of how they can mail their hair samples to me. I work with clients worldwide. Once I receive the hair sample, I mail it to a hair analysis laboratory that I've been working with for years here in Arizona. And then once I receive the hair test from the laboratory, I review it, I interpret it, and then I will send my client their hair test, an interpretation of their hair analysis. I will let them know in detail what is going on with their body chemistry, and then provide recommendations as far as a healthy lifestyle, healthy diet, nutritional supplements, and more.
Wow. I never thought I would be able to tell, how well my health is from my hair. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. All right.
It is amazing. And I was just going to say, with the blood test, a lot of times the minerals will stay balanced in the blood. So even if you have health issues going on, minerals can still show balanced. And the reason being, for example, let's say that you have like magnesium. Let's say someone's low in magnesium. What can happen is the body will actually move the magnesium out of the tissue, such as the hair, and will move it into the blood to maintain the blood because the blood is so vitally important. So the blood will show balance, but that low magnesium will show up in the hair. So it's very easy to see mineral imbalances on a hair analysis.
I want to shift to a very personal struggle that you have had as it relates to health and wellness. And I know you struggle with an eating disorder. So would you mind sharing that struggle and that very personal journey and how you overcame it and where you're at with it now?
Okay, so yes, I had an eating disorder, and it started my senior year of high school. I saw the models in the magazines, the thin models, and that really influenced me. And then I thought I was fat. I would compare myself to these models, and I felt that I was fat. And I didn't have a weight problem in high school, and so what I started to do is run. I would go run for miles at a time, and then I was dieting. So I wouldn't eat very much, like green beans, eat popcorn, drink diet soda, and then I go back to running for miles and miles at a time. And then eventually that progressed into having really intense cravings to binge on food, like unhealthy food, like high sugar, high fat foods. So then I started to binge on food. I would eat like so many calories. And then afterwards, I felt so terrible. Like you don't feel well and you don't feel good about yourself, and you're worried after you binge you're going to gain weight. I didn't want to gain weight. So after I binge, I go back to running to burn off the calories, run for miles at a time, and then go back to dieting because I didn't want to gain weight. And then I'd have these cravings come up again and go back to binge eating, and this just went on and on. And then eventually I injured my knee. I couldn't run anymore, and then I would just binge. And so I tried so much out there to figure out, like, why do I have this eating disorder? Why do I have these cravings? I tried so many things out there, including reading books on eating disorders. I saw a hypnotist out of state. I think the session was like maybe close to $5,000. I saw a nutritionist in California. I saw a counselor. I went into like an inpatient center. Nothing was working. And then finally I discovered this book. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. He's a spiritual teacher. And the book talks about how we need to quiet our mind, and we are not our mind, and the mind causes suffering. And so it made sense to me. I read the book, and it made sense to me instantly. Like I was trying to find answers for years, but this book made sense. So I started to meditate on a daily basis. The book has different ways you can meditate and quiet the mind. And so I started to meditate every single day. And within 3 years, I was able to overcome my eating disorder. And I have not had, ever since I overcame my eating disorder many years ago, I believe I overcame it, was it in 2006, I believe. And I have not had a craving since.
Wow. Well, I'm glad that you found a solution. And I know, there's so many girls out there, and even men. I found out sometimes men also struggle with their body image concerns. But Kristen, I'm glad that you were able to kind of come out of that. Can you share, what are specific signs of an eating disorder?
You mentioned the poor body image. That's huge. I did not feel good about my body, my weight. I actually hated my body. So having poor body image. Also, you have this focus of food and your weight, and nothing else really matters in life. You just have that. That's like your only focus is food and weight. That's what you focus on every single day. And also just excessive exercise can be a sign. I would run for miles at a time constantly. Miles and miles and miles. It was very excessive. If you have cravings to binge on food, that can be a sign. Also, isolation. You binge on food away from people. Maybe you'll binge in the kitchen or in your bedroom, but you binge away from people, and you actually don't want to be seen in public. There were times I just didn't want to even go into public. I didn't want people to see me. Also, binging on food, large amounts. I would eat very unhealthy foods, like I'd binge on cookie dough, ice cream, food like Taco Bell, and just fast food, and also dieting. I didn't eat very much. I'd go back and forth. I'd binge, and then I'd go back to dieting where I wouldn't eat very much, like eat popcorn or green beans or drink diet soda. So it's just like that dieting and binge cycle. There's more signs, but those are the signs that I think are important to share.
Yeah, so what are some things that you can do to help someone who has an eating disorder? And I know it's not easy because if you try to tell someone that they have an eating disorder, of course they're going to deny it. So what are some things that you can do?
Yeah, so I would say that we need to meditate, and I actually believe that everyone should be doing it, regardless if you have an eating disorder or not. So meditation, because what happens is there's a lot of people today, we just have too much in our minds, and we're constantly thinking, we have all this energy in our minds, and that can cause suffering. So it's important that we meditate every single day. That quiets your mind, you align with your soul, and it will meditation will let go of limiting beliefs that you may have. Now, I had a limiting belief that I was fat. I am fat. And I didn't realize I had that limiting belief, but I discovered it through meditation. I was meditating on a daily basis, and eventually when I was meditating, it came up to conscious awareness, and I became aware of it. And then I finally realized that was the limiting belief that created my eating disorder. Our beliefs create our reality. It's true. So that limiting belief created my reality of having an eating disorder. So when you meditate, that limiting belief that you have in your unconscious mind will come up to conscious awareness, and eventually it is eliminated. And we have two minds. We have the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. And a lot of people have these limiting beliefs today. I'm not good enough. Where are these limiting beliefs coming from? It just really depends on the person. But I think a lot of these limiting beliefs are developing in childhood. It's a huge problem today. So meditation, I would say, is important for people that have eating disorders. Reading the book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, one of my favorite spiritual teachers. And then also, I believe in brainwave entrainment. It's sound healing would also be beneficial. And I like sound because what it does is it brings the limiting beliefs from the unconscious mind up to conscious awareness too, just like meditation, and we'll let go of these limiting beliefs.
Wow. Now, I want to shift focus a little bit, and we're in the holiday season. We just finished Thanksgiving, and now we're heading into Hanukkah and Christmas, and a lot of the, holidays that kind of close out the year, New Year's. But the holiday season can cause a lot of stress for some of us. So what are the best, and especially these days, because, we can't really get together with our families as we normally would just because of the pandemic this year. So what are the best ways to manage stress during the holidays? What are the best ways to manage stress during the holidays?
A huge fan of meditation. I've been meditating for many years, so I recommend meditation. Reading the book The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I like brainwave entrainment sound healing, and you can find more at my website at perfecthealthconsultingservices.com. People can deep breathe. Deep breathing is important. Going outside in nature. If you get really stressed out, go outside. It's like when you go outside, you're connected with the universe. You feel that oneness, and that reduces stress. Getting sunshine will relax you. There's foot reflexology. That's amazing. You can actually get a session done. There's also foot rollers that you can buy, like, for example, on Amazon. That will reduce stress as well. Getting a massage. There's a massage bed that I absolutely love. It's called Sarah's. You can look it up, and you can find someone, like a business in your area, that carries these Sarah John massage beds, and you can get a session done and lay on the bed, and it will align your spine. It's absolutely amazing. There's a business where I'm located, and I go in on a regular basis to lay on the massage bed. Listening to music, uplifting, inspiring books that you could read, being in a positive environment, especially being around positive people that believe in you, that support you, making sure you get enough sleep at night. That's important. I recommend going to bed before 9 o'clock at night and sleeping at least 7 to 8 hours minimum. A healthy diet will actually reduce stress. We need to be eating 7 to 9 cups of organic cooked vegetables per day. And you can find more at my website too as far as the healthy diet that I recommend. Humor is important. I think people just need to have fun. Humor is important. Laughing, having a good time, making sure you have balance in your life. So let's say you have a job or you have a career and you're just working a lot of hours, you still need to take time for yourself. You need to have balance. And nutritional supplements are important. I do believe in nutritional supplements. So important because we can't get enough nutrients from our food today. And making sure you're hydrated as well. I believe everyone should be drinking spring water. That's the best type of water to drink. And I could go on and on.
No, those are great tips. And and sometimes it's like we know the things that we can do and we read up on stress, but it's funny when you're in the thick of it, you forget to do those things, and then you end up being really stressed out. It's a really interesting phenomenon. Now you speak about releasing emotional trauma. Can you kind of explain a little bit more about what you mean by this? And
yes. So there are many people that have trauma or PTSD. I would say it's one of the toughest health issues to overcome. I actually feel it's probably way worse than having an addiction. It affects your health. You're basically overusing your sympathetic nervous system branch. It affects your digestion, and your emotions are unbalanced. All of your energy is in your mind instead of moving the energy down our body, because it's important that we have a quiet mind. So basically, trauma is stored in the unconscious mind, and I mentioned earlier that we have two minds, the unconscious mind and the conscious mind. Trauma is stored in the unconscious mind, And I have found, because I've been researching trauma for so many years, and there's a lot of modalities I feel that are not effective, but I feel that sound healing brainwave entrainment is the most effective for people that have been through trauma, that have PTSD, because what it does, sound, is it brings the emotional trauma from the conscious mind and brings it up to conscious awareness. And once it comes up to conscious awareness, eventually it is eliminated. So it's very similar to meditation. It does the exact same thing, brings trauma from unconscious mind up to conscious awareness. However, the people that have been through trauma and PTSD, I feel that meditation is not enough for them. They need more. Now, they can still meditate. I think everyone should meditate. It's important that we align with our souls. We connect with our souls. We actually will receive answers from our soul. We need that quiet time every day. But people that have been through trauma and PTSD, they need to do more. Meditation is not enough. And so I recommend brainwave entrainment, sound healing, and I have more information at my website. It's very powerful. I feel it's actually one of the best to help people with releasing trauma.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm sure you're like most of us and never thought we would be heading into 2021 still dealing with this pandemic. So what are some things you've done to manage your business and stay in touch with your clients this year?
So what's been great is I have been in business, it's been over 10 years, and my business is remote, which is I'm able to work with clients worldwide. And so with the pandemic, it hasn't really affected my business in the way that I could still communicate with my clients, because the majority of my clients, I'll either talk to them on the phone, or they will send me emails. I can respond to emails. We do Skype or Zoom, and they just mail in hair samples to me. They don't have to come see me in person, which is nice. They just mail in the hair samples to me. Once I receive their hair tests, I will send everything, and then if they have questions, they can reach out. I have different packages. I even have like a 1 hour session, or there's different packages I recommend people check out. So I would say that the pandemic really hasn't affected my business. I feel like I'm still doing the same thing that I did even like years ago, and I really like having the remote business because I can work with people all over the world. And then also I do quantum biofeedback. There's other services I offer on my website. Quantum biofeedback is a sophisticated technology that reveals a lot about your health, and I can even do the quantum biofeedback remotely. And also Nest Health, I can do that remotely. It's pretty fascinating. So it really has not affected my business, and I'm still able to communicate with my clients now. I did open a local business here in Tempe, Arizona, a while back this year, and it's mainly just for local clients. And even if people want to come see me, like from out of state or such, but for the most part, the majority of my clients I work with remotely.
That's really awesome. I'm glad that you already had a plan in place, and so that and the pandemic didn't really affect your business that much. So I'm really glad for that for you. Now, I want to ask you this one last question, because as we are entrepreneurs, or just people in general, especially all of us are striving for more, and the majority of my listeners, they're like us. We're striving for more in different areas of our lives. So what's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
I would say what I like is if you read the book Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, he's a spiritual teacher. He has amazing advice in his book and some quotes as well. And a couple that have really helped me over the years is, I like this one. He mentions, get your inside right and the outside will fall into place. So what happens is there's people that they'll have a lot of chaos in their external world. There's always issues coming up. It's like, it just seems like these problems never go away. It's just always chaos. If that's occurring, then that might be a sign that you need to go within, because if you get your inside right, the outside will fall into place. And getting the inside right, how do you do that? Well, meditation, quieting the mind, aligning with your soul, and there's other aspects of health as well, healthy lifestyle, eating healthy, etc. So I think that's amazing. And then also, Eckhart Tolle, he mentioned in his book that if you're in a unhappy situation, you have three options. There's three choices, basically, three options that you have. You can leave the situation if you're able to, or you can change the situation if you're able to. But if you can't change the situation or leave the situation, then surrender. Just fully accept, surrender. So basically, anytime you're unhappy in a situation, those are the three options that you have, and that's really helped me in life.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing your information and your personal journey with, navigating through an eating disorder. I really appreciate you. Can you do me a favor and let everyone know how they can either listen to your radio show or seek your services to get health coaching?
Yes, so my website at perfecthealthconsultingservices.com. When you go there, I offer health and wellness services including hair mineral analysis, quantum biofeedback, Nest Health, and brainwave entrainment. And also my speaking website. I'm a health and wellness speaker. That website is Kristen, Kristen, HarperSpeaks.com. And then for my radio show, it is called Tips to Keep You Healthy, Happy, and Motivated. And it airs every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time on voiceamerica.com. You can go to voiceamerica.com. It's the largest live internet radio network in the world, and you go to the Health and Wellness channel, and then you'll find my show, which is every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And we basically just talk a lot about health and wellness. I've had amazing guests on my show, including researchers, naturopathic physicians. I've had celebrities, influencers on my show, and it's all about getting healthy, taking a natural approach.
Oh, wow. Wonderful. Any last words of encouragement for the listeners as they strive for more?
I would say never give up. Never give up. I mean, life can get tough sometimes, and I've had a very hard life, struggling with my health in childhood, having that unrelenting fatigue that I talked about, going through an eating disorder. I've had a very tough life, and it's important that we never give up. We have to keep fighting, and we all have a life's purpose. So there's a reason that we have to go through these hardships. I believe a lot of this is planned out before we're born, and we all have a life's purpose. There's a reason for everything that we're going through, and there's a life's purpose that we have to fulfill in this lifetime.
Kristen, you are absolutely amazing. I wish you nothing but blessings and abundance in your future. Please take care and continue to strive for more.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to talk to you, and I appreciate the opportunity, and I wish you the best.
If you are enjoying this podcast, please leave me a review on iTunes or Google or any of your favorite podcast players. Like, share, tell someone about Strive for More podcast. I really appreciate you sharing this journey with me and listening to each and every episode. I cannot thank you enough. Continue to strive for more and live your best life now. See you in the next episode.